Hello guys, and welcome back to my video. So in this video I'm going to talk about how to become a Flutter developer in 2024. So before we even begin to talk about how to become a Flutter developer, we need to first know what is Flutter. So basically, what's Flutter? So Flutter is a cross-platform mobile application framework. It's a cross-platform framework that allows you to build applications for Android, iOS, macOS, iPad, Linux, Windows desktop, web apps. Basically, Flutter allows you to build anything. You can build anything with Flutter. That's the good thing about building using Flutter. So maybe you have that idea that you had for a long time, or you want to find a job, or you want even to become a freelancer or to get some kicks on building mobile application. So this is how you would learn Flutter. So the first thing is you need to learn like programming basics, right? The programming basics, that is the Dart programming language, because the Dart programming language is the one that's used to make Flutter mobile, Flutter applications. So just make sure that you learn data types, variables, control structures, functions, and object-oriented programming, right? Make sure you master these basics. If you are coming from other programming languages like Java, Kotlin, if you've been developing like native Android application, or even other programming language like C++, you just need maybe a day or two to just look at the syntax for that and then learning from there. And then you can move on to the second step, which is understanding widgets, right? Understanding widgets and layout. So in Flutter, everything is a widget, right? Yeah, everything is a widget. So you build the entire mobile application using widgets. So these widgets are sticks into some kind of like a widget tree, right? So you need to understand what is a widget tree. You need to understand also layouts. Like you'll find that the most important layouts like in Flutter is rows and columns, right? You need to make sure you understand those layouts, know them properly. And then the third stage is managing state in Flutter. So before you even move into like the complex topics like river pod, you need to make sure that you understand state. You need to also understand Flutter widget lifecycle, right? Make sure you understand the Flutter widget lifecycle, and then also set state. After that, the next thing that you need is navigation. So you need to know navigation. That is moving from one page to another, right? Using the navigator widget, right? And then the other step will be like advanced state management. So when it comes to state management, what I've noticed with Flutter, right, it's a controversial topic, right? Because a lot of people will tell you like block is the best state management, others will tell you riverpod is best state management, others will tell you about getx, otherwise riverpod. Yeah, if you know me, riverpod is the best state management package. I'm just joking. It's any state management that does the job for you. So what I would say is on that issue of state management, don't put like your entire focus on state management. Like put your entire focus on architecture, how to structure your projects when building Flutter application rather than state management. If block can do it for you, then you're good. If getx can do it for you, signal can do it for you, then it doesn't matter. Just learn one state management package that you are good with, and then stick with it. For me, I started using Flutter in 2022, and since 2022 I've been using riverpod. It's only now that I'm beginning to learn getx and block. So just make sure I pick one state management package. Make sure that you stick with it, learn it properly before you move to other state management packages. The other topic is network. The other topic is Firebase, right? So Firebase, what is Firebase? So Firebase is a backend as a service by Google. It allows you to build applications. It has authentication, Firebase. It has a database, storage. It has Firebase functions. So learn Firebase, learn how to build projects with Firebase, just maybe a to-do application. Just familiarize yourself with Firebase. You can even check my tutorial on how to build an e-commerce application using Firebase. The next step will be to learning like networking and APIs. So you'll find that in Flutter, you'll be working with pulling data from an API from API services. Chances are that if you join a team, you're going to work with the backend. You're going to work with a backend engineer. So you need to know how to integrate backend and networking, right? That's when you learn using packages such as HTTP and DO. So make sure that you learn those how to integrate APIs and make sure that you master that, right? And then the next thing is learning one backend technology. Yeah, I know you guys, but it's like when you're learning Flutter, right? If you just learn Flutter without any backend technology, it's like your bottle is not full. So we want to make our bottle full. So what you should do is find one backend technology that you should learn. That's maybe Django, .NET, Node.js, or any backend tech that you are familiar with, and then make sure that you master it, build some APIs on that, and document your APIs and make sure you push them on GitHub. Once you are done, the next and final nail on the coffin is building a Flutter project with all these concepts that I've told you, right? So when you're building a project, don't just build those projects that you see on the internet, like a to-do application whatsoever. What I would advise you is look into your surroundings, society. Find a problem that you see every day that you can use like Flutter or technology to solve that problem. As for me, when I was learning, like back then when I was learning Android native, what I did was I always, from my country where I come from in Zimbabwe, I always saw like people were moving from one home to the other, knocking on the gate, looking for accommodation. So that's when I built an application called House Flip that allowed people, like landlords, to upload properties on the application, and then it would allow people to just go on their mobile phone and then like look for the property that they want to find instead of moving from one place to the other. The other one I built was, I found that small scale farmers had a problem with identifying plant diseases, and then I used machine learning to build a mobile application that identifies plant diseases and tells farmers which disease infested their plants, right? So you find that you should actually solve a problem in the society. Once you have solved that problem, you have put that project, make sure that you post that project on Twitter, you post it on GitHub, you showcase it everywhere, right? So that potential recruiters can see your project. The other thing is don't just learn Flutter and then like conceal yourself, right? What I would say is make sure you participate in tech communities, be it on LinkedIn, be it on Twitter. Find people that are building projects with Flutter. Find people who are building projects with Flutter on LinkedIn or different social media, Discord, all those channels. Make sure you join there, you participate in those communities, because you never know, that's when maybe your first tech gig will come from, or that's when your job will come from, right? So that was it from me on how to learn Flutter in 2024. If you find this video useful, please click a thumbs up button. And don't forget also to check my tutorial on building an e-commerce application using Firebase. You can also use that to learn Flutter. Thanks for watching, guys.